New York's Upper East Side is one of the world's most upscale urban neighborhoods. It is picturesque, cultured, and affluent. But just a few feet away from well-heeled diners, scavengers search litter baskets for bottles and cans to exchange for cash. The well-off and the homeless share the same sidewalks. During the 1980s, street homelessness grew dramatically. The plight of homeless people on the sidewalks of New York's Upper East Side had never been more apparent and could not be ignored.
We called them bag ladies with their big black bags with all their possessions in them, and we felt that we needed to do something to provide some kind of housing for them.
And so this little bunch of volunteers, church and neighborhood volunteers, started out to try and do a few things.
The organization was started by someone from St. James Church and just various other people who were interested. And that was the idea of calling it the Neighborhood Coalition for Shelter.
Helping New Yorkers find their way home. In a nutshell, that's really what we do. We're here to help people who have been on the street secure, safe, stable housing and make the transition from a life of transience to one of stability in the community. We also do licensed substance abuse treatment for people that have not just substance abuse issues, but also mental health issues on top of that. And that's been a very important program to NCS.
I had ruined my health by drinking quite heavy, and I had certain psychological problems, and the two combined made me so sick that I had to go to the nursing home, and I was in there for quite a period of time. Then I had nowhere to live when I got out. I went to the shelter system.
I just stayed in a cycle of getting high and getting high. That's what I did back in the 60s and the 70s. That's all that was important to me. I got attacked. My wife jumped on me, my daughter came at me with a hammer, so I just left.
The impact of NCS on the lives of residents is life-changing.
I go to museums, go visit people, go to libraries, read, walks, everything.
They let me cook down in here. They got computer classes in here, big screen TV. It don't get no better than this. We get movie tickets. What has NCS meant to me? Everything.
It's just turned out to be perfect. It's wonderful. It's the best thing that could have happened to me.
NCS also serves young people at risk at their Lewis 9 house in the Bronx. Some have already been homeless. Many have aged out of foster care, been rejected by their families, or worse.
I was abused practically my whole life. I was molested by family members, and I just couldn't take it anymore, so I ran away. I ran away at 15, hot from home to home, the streets. I broke into an abandoned building. I was there for about 2 months, and I got locked up. And ever since I got out of jail, I basically been on a good roll in life.
I got my own personal space. I'm able to do my job. I'm able to go to school. I'm able to commute, cook, and do everything that I have to do.
We have yoga. I just for the first time last week went to yoga. It was actually really good.
And stretched them out. It's very calming, very relaxing, and whenever I leave yoga, I always feel very empowered. I feel very good.
Many of these young people are also empowered through NCS's vocational and educational services, including Emporium Online.
Emporium Online is basically a 16-week computer-based training program. We sell donated items through Amazon and eBay, and the participants over the course of 4 months learn every aspect of the business, and they essentially run it by the end. The purpose is not necessarily for them to sell products online. It's mostly for them to be able to have some recent work experience on their resume, to learn current computer technology skills, and to be able to get back into the habit of a workforce environment. We have an 80% graduation rate, and of those that graduate, 90% go on to either further training or employment. So it's all about self-sufficiency.
A jewelry making class can build self-confidence, planning and interpersonal abilities, and even develop marketable skills.
And then it's excellent, excellent.
Volunteers founded NCS, and they continue to be an essential part of its success, bringing rewards to residents and to themselves.
I'm a musician and a singer, so we did karaoke with the kids. It was lots of fun. They got involved after they ate their Thanksgiving dinner. So to do that for this community at Neighborhood Coalition for Shelter really, really means a lot.
I host monthly birthday parties for the residents, and then I was asked to join the board.
I'm so glad to be here.
I do hope to make this a long-term opportunity for myself. I think I can make an impact, and I want to make an impact, and that's why I'm here.
My daughter plays the piano, and she loved to play the piano for some of the men. And one of the men gave her $1 and said, you know, you've made my day. And it was a moment where we saw that NCS provided something to real people.
Every time I'm here, I'm pretty much always amazed by some of the people I meet here. What interesting lives they've led. They're wonderful people who I find myself really trying to go the extra mile for, if you will.
You can tell it means something to them when you're here on a Friday night and they want to talk to you and they thank you for serving them dinner and they're so happy to have you here. They ask about your son and then, you know, a year later they say, how's he doing? Is he in school? So it's just really nice. It's a nice feeling.
You know, one of the guys here told me, I told him what I did for a living. After I explained to him what I did, he said, why don't you start your own business? And I'm doing that right now, actually. And it's just funny how, you know, you meet people in life that you think you have nothing in common with, and then you find a connection.
You see, you know, the intelligence, the drive and desire, even though it's distorted by mental illness or substance abuse. And to have an impact on someone's life in those situations is just extremely rewarding.
And that, even for one individual, or for 14, or for the 46 that live in a single room occupancy residence, is extraordinarily valuable.